Hi everyone, it's Jenny here to welcome you all to a look ahead at the week of February 16th to 22nd. We begin with a look at a couple of news stories, but first a word from our sponsor.
We invite you to plan now to come embrace the fun at Bryden Farm, where the tea is always on and the coffee's not far behind. Call ahead though, you can reach us at 90290707770.
Nova Scotia is closing most of its provincial visitor information centres, including locations at key entry points such as Halifax Stanfield International Airport, Peggy's Cove, Port Hastings, and Yarmouth. Only Amherst, near the New Brunswick border, will remain open, and it will operate on a seasonal basis. For many travellers, these centres have long been the first stop, a place to get directions, discover local events, and receive a warm Nova Scotia welcome. The province says the decision reflects changing travel habits, with more visitors planning their trips online, and the high cost of maintaining year-round facilities. But for rural communities and small businesses, the loss of in-person visitor services raises real concerns. These centres have helped connect travellers to the people, places, and experiences that make Nova Scotia unique, especially in areas that don't always show up in a quick online search. While some Nova Scotians are questioning the timing, coming after the MLA pay raise that took effect retroactive to December 1, 2024, the government has not linked the two decisions. What's clear is that how we promote our communities is changing. Even without these physical locations, the need to share local stories, highlight events, and support small businesses remains as strong as ever. At Country Air Radio, the commitment is to keep doing exactly that. Promoting community events free of charge, offering affordable advertising for local businesses, and helping nonprofits and community groups raise much-needed funds by working together with those businesses. Visitor centers may be closing, but the connection between people and community doesn't have to. One of the things that has drawn people to Nova Scotia for decades is our wildlife. Now, recent changes in Nova Scotia's Department of Natural Resources have sparked concern among hunters, conservationists, and local observers. The Wildlife Division is being renamed Integrated Resources Planning and grouped with Integrated Resource Management, Land Administration, and Surveys and Research under a new Land Strategy and Planning branch. Critics say this effectively makes wildlife disappear as an independent voice in provincial decision-making. Some see the move as part of a broader push for financial self-reliance, given the province's heavy reliance on federal funding, much of it sourced from Alberta. Proponents argue lifting restrictions on natural resource use could help reduce dependence on outside funds. However, others warn this shift risks tipping the balance too far, prioritizing exploitation over conservation. Hunters and conservationists stress they champion balance, not a scorched earth approach. As one local observer explained, "We're not tree huggers, but we prefer to walk around a tree rather than cut it down to get where we are going." Concerns also include government spending habits, which some say could worsen fiscal pressures even as natural resource policies push toward aggressive use. The restructuring highlights a difficult challenge for Nova Scotia. Managing natural resources responsibly while addressing economic pressures and long-term sustainability. Hunters and conservationists say they will continue to watch closely, advocating for strategies that prioritize both responsible use and environmental stewardship. This has been Jenny with a look ahead at a couple of local news stories we found interesting this week. Now for a look ahead at your community events with Michelle.
Here's a look ahead at community events from February 23rd to March 1st, 2026. In two parts. On Monday, February 23rd, the town of Wolfville is hosting soups and sides at the Wolfville Farmers Market from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. This free event celebrates African Heritage Month and features a poster series created by Acadia students highlighting the lives and legacy of people who made a significant impact on this province. Drop in for some delicious food and community connection. On Tuesday, February 24th, Little Explorers at the Museum of Natural History in Halifax runs from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. This nature program for children under 5 includes stories, puppets, and hands-on learning. The Novel Bunch reading group meets at the Westport Library from 10:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. In recognition of Freedom to Read Week, participants are invited to bring and discuss a challenged or banned book. Cozy letter writing evenings take place at Rosefinch Mercantile and Tea Room from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Enjoy tea, sweets, and a relaxed space to write letters or postcards. Indoor walking is happening at Digby Regional High School and St. Mary's Bay Academy from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Clean indoor shoes are required and the program is weather dependent on school closures. On Wednesday, February 25th, the Nova Scotia EXT Summit takes place from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Casey Concrete in Dartmouth. This is a full day of learning and networking for landscape industry professionals. At 9:30 a.m., the Royal Canadian Legion in Kentville is hosting a Veterans and First Responders Coffee Social. All veterans and first responders are welcome and there is no charge. At noon, Tides Art Gallery in Kentville presents a midday artist talk with Liz Bateman discussing her collection Undercurrent. Throughout the day, the MacDonald Museum features What to Read Wednesday, highlighting the book Birchtown and the Black Loyalists. West Hants Parks and Recreation is offering Sensory Turf Time, a welcoming drop-in program for all ages and abilities. Here's a look ahead at community events from February 26th to March 1st. Thursday, Art Hive Open Studio runs at St. Francis Church Hall in Wolfville from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is a free, supported creative space with supplies provided for all ages and abilities. Indoor walking continues at Digby Regional High School and St. Mary's Bay Academy from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., Barrington Paint Night with and takes place at the Barrington Lions Hall. The cost is $35 and no experience is required. On Friday, February 27th, Girls' Night Out comes to King's Theatre in Annapolis Royal. This all-female comedy night features Elvira Kurt and a lineup of award-winning comedians. You can also enter for a chance to win free tickets. Winter Warmers, a one-act play festival, runs Friday and Saturday with an evening of intimate, community-centered theater. Saturday, February 28th is a busy day. The African Heritage Month Gala takes place at the Greenville Community Center. Tickets are $35 per person with tables of 8 available. The tail-end party for the Nova Scotia Lobster Crawl happens at Shipwright Brewing Company in Lunenburg from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., featuring local food, drinks, and special guests. It is also the application deadline for the Nova Scotia Art and Craft Show. Artists and makers can apply online for the show happening in November at the Cedar Events Centre in Halifax. First aid and CPR training is offered at the Bridgetown Motor Inn with 1-day and 2-day course options. And you can get creative at 7 Arts with the Wildflower Acrylic Craft Sampler. This workshop is for ages 14 and up and all supplies are included. On Sunday, March 1st, there will be a Wrap Pie, Chili, and Bake Sale fundraiser in support of local athletes heading to nationals in Calgary. That Wrap Pie sounds good. Enjoy your week, everyone, and remember to post your events on our classifieds at countryairradio.com.
Chris here with a look ahead at the weather. Tonight, February 22nd, will be clear to start, with cloud rolling in after midnight and a northeast wind developing. The low drops to -7, with a wind chill near -14. Monday is the big weather story. Cloudy with snow at times, heavy and blowing snow beginning late in the morning. Around 15 centimeters through the day, with another 5 to 10 Monday night. Winds will ramp up from the east, becoming northeast at 40 kilometers per hour, gusting to 70. And up to 90 in exposed areas, giving reduced visibility and difficult travel. The temperature holds near -3, with a wind chill close to -14. Tuesday stays windy and colder, with cloudy skies and a 60% chance of flurries. High -2, low -6. From midweek on, the pattern settles into more typical late February weather, mostly cloudy with on and off flurries Wednesday, then a gradual warm-up. By Thursday and Friday we're into a mix of sun and cloud or scattered showers, with daytime highs climbing to around +3 and nighttime lows hovering between 0 and -1. The real question on everyone's mind is probably, will March come in like a lion and out like a lamb? Or in like a lamb and out like a lion? What's your best guess? I think it's a little too early to predict, but my guess is a little rain mixed with snow. Followed by colder temperatures to start March until we get past the full moon. Howl. Ha ha. Not really,